You trained for the career. Now build the business. This is the MuseSpring Minute, where aspiring tax professionals learn to launch and scale their own practice. Here's your host, Jason Carr.
One of the biggest reasons people hesitate to start a tax prep business is uncertainty. They don't know what the day-to-day looks like. They can't picture the timeline. So let me paint the picture for you, month by month, for your first year. In August through September, you're completing your business setup and training if you haven't already done so. This is basically your preparation window. You're completing your training, selecting your software, forming your LLC, applying for your PTIN and EFIN, getting your E&O insurance, and building your basic online presence, including a simple website, a Google business profile, and a Facebook page. You're also telling your network that you're becoming a tax preparer. That announcement alone should generate your first few clients. If you're working through the Tax Business Blueprint program, this is when you're completing the core curriculum. You're learning the fundamentals of individual tax preparation, including W-2 income, itemized deductions, standard deductions, filing statuses, credits, and the common forms you'll encounter. In November through December, you're marketing and doing your preseason prep. Tax season doesn't start in January. It starts now. You're reaching out to friends, family, neighbors, and community contacts. You're posting on social media. You're joining local business groups. You're letting everyone know that you're accepting clients for the upcoming tax season and that you're offering a new client rate to build your book of business. You're also setting up your client intake process. How will clients schedule an appointment? How will they send you their documents? What does your workflow look like from a new client inquiry to return filed standpoint? Get this figured out before January, because once tax season starts, you won't have time to build systems on the fly. In January through April 15th, that's your tax season. This is the main event. In your first year, a realistic goal is 20 to 50 clients. That's manageable alongside a day job if you're doing this part-time, or a solid first season even if you're doing it full-time. Your days will look something like this. You receive documents from clients, review them for completeness, enter the data into your software, review the return for accuracy, present the return to the client for review and signature, and e-file. Each return takes 1 to 3 hours depending on complexity. The first few returns will be nerve-wracking. That's normal. By return number 10, you'll have a rhythm down. By return number 30, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. You'll also encounter situations that are beyond your scope. A client with unfiled returns from 5 years ago, someone who received an IRS notice, a business owner with a complicated partnership structure. Knowing when to refer these situations to a licensed tax attorney or CPA is one of the most valuable skills you can develop in this first year. It protects your client and it protects you. April 16th through July is your debrief and build period. Tax season is over. Take a breath. Then do 3 things. First, review your season. What went well? What was harder than expected? Which types of returns were you most comfortable with? Which ones need more training? Second, reach out to every client and ask for a referral. A simple email reading, "If you know anyone who needs a tax preparer they can trust, I'd appreciate the introduction." This is how your client base doubles from year 1 to year 2. Third, start thinking about year-round services. Things like bookkeeping, payroll support, quarterly estimated tax reminders, entity formation referrals, tax planning. The preparers who build real practices don't disappear after April 15th. They stay visible and stay valuable to their clients all year. That's year 1. It's work, hard work, but it's structured work with a clear path. And every year after this one gets easier because your clients come back, they bring referrals, and your skills compound. One thing I'll mention, the timeline I just described assumes you're doing everything on your own. Finding training, figuring out the setup, learning through trial and error. The Tax Business Blueprint program at MuseSpring compresses that timeline because we've already built the curriculum, the templates, and the support structure. You learn, you launch, you scale. That's the model. Check out MuseSpring.com if you want to see the full roadmap. I'm Jason Carr. Thanks for listening to the MuseSpring Minute.
Thanks Thanks for listening to the MuseSpring Minute. Subscribe and leave a review so other future tax pros can find the show. The MuseSpring Minute is produced by MuseSpring LLC for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute legal or tax advice. For guidance specific to your situation, consult a qualified professional. MuseSpring LLC is not a law firm.